Okay, I am. Whoa, I think turn it down one. Wait, the other way. Hello, testing 1 2 3 with lesser volume, no clipping, no clipping. All right. So right, I think it shouldn't peak at the red zone, right? This is probably better. This. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. That's better. Okay, it's probably better. Let's see. Testing. Okay. All right. It's clipping us crazy. Okay. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. Hold on. Is it clipping? Is it clipping or hold on? That's the question. Is hello, testing 1 2 3. That's not better, but okay. Oof. Okay. So I want to try to get into the well, dichotomy between chaos and order. This has become not just some kind of fancy little fiction thing, but actually a source of truth of the universe. Is that speaking on the role of AI? I don't like the word AI. They need to reword it, but they'll keep it that way. I love it because it creates asymmetry. People who think that it is just parlor tricks with the computer. What I am most fascinated by with this new technology is how it enables. It is a different class of program, whereas before it was a CPU-driven logic. Now we have a neural net that is very computationally expensive to create and to inference from. Although, as we've seen before with the CPU and how it's evolved over the years, this is so. When you watch, okay, it's one thing to marvel at the cool videos it generates, but what I would formally classify it is that through the advancement of parallel processing, it enables near real-time neural networks. And the discipline here, which is rooted in systems engineering and computer science, is that you can encode not just the representation of data, as we've been doing for a long time now, but the method in which a human being, well, actually both. You can encode both data, complex data, or methods. I suppose before we could do both. You can encode a method, but it's very primitive. At the end of the day, it is still an if-else, and you can have more complex decision makers, but but generally speaking, you're encoding with with this new way of parallel processing. It is different. So I literally tried to wrestle with it for 2 days, and it is so complex I can't even explain it in words. You can't summarize it because it's so complex, and that's why it's so deliciously intriguing. It's hard to communicate, and that's why NVIDIA is undervalued from investors' perspective. Yes, even at 180. At 180, it's going to go to 1,000. I'm almost 100% conviction on this one. There's no derailing it. You can't derail it because of CUDA. I mean, okay, you could. NVIDIA defects, basically. The whole, it's basically NVIDIA gets transferred under a new name without the stock being transferred. That's the way you lose. But, I mean, even to get hit by a supplier, this and that, well, it's just a matter of time. It's a buying. You know what? If you're long NVIDIA, that happens, you shouldn't cry. You should be happy. You will sell other shit and pile in at a discount price where everyone's fleeing. I pray that happens. You know what I don't want to see? Ironically, I'm long NVIDIA. What I don't want to see is continuous hype on it. I'd be like, get the fuck out. Stop putting dumb money into the one thing I want to own because it makes my entry point more expensive. I am long, super long, extra long NVIDIA. There's no way. And here's the cool thing is that while all those million plus view, emotional feeder, no jealousy, honestly, really no jealousy. They get people's attention, right? And insightful videos. Mine is there is no way anyone in this prefecture has the knowledge I do about AI. I know it's a bold statement, but I'm confident about this. I've been working with computers my entire life, and although I'm getting old and my brain's slowing down, I've been accused of thinking too much. Well, guess what? My brain is overextended. Yes, with ChatGPT. People think, oh, ChatGPT, they're doing everything for you. Your brain's turned off. Wrong. My brain's turned extra high till 12, and the code production is so fun. It's hard, but it's fun. AI is indeed a multiplier on your workflow. If you give it shit workflow and shit definitions, as in you give it a signal of 0.1, you will get 0.12. If you give it a high signal of like 8.7, it goes to 49. That's how it works. People don't get this. If you get minus value, if you give it noise, you get nothing. It goes to 0. So actually what's happening here is that it's what I call it's like chaos and order. Like everything. When you make a program, it is chaos to order. An airport is chaos to order. They're all chaos to order functions. How do I even explain this? The humans provide the chaos, the non-deterministic, random shit that happens, right? And that's fine. Like rambling like this is fine. It's complete chaos and unmanaged, right? So what an editor would have done was it would have made okay, wait, don't do that. Don't talk like this, right? This is the rough draft. This is the chaotic stuff. You want to take this data, you want to massage it, you want to polish it, you want to normalize it, you want to chunk it up, you want to take out the unneeded parts, you want to get the ums, ahs, and all the digressions, and focus it into a distilled like piece of information. That's what an editor does on YouTube. And what that does is it raises the signal-to-noise ratio to an amazing degree. And it can't be compressed. The cool thing is that the bottom line is it can't be compressed. So what can be compressed into a short digital form was basically worthless anyway, honestly. Repetition and all that. So, I can't explain it. Honestly, my brain cells feel like they're frying up from all. I mean, I think that's bad, but I love it. I have not been this intellectually stimulated for like a decade, honestly. And all that crude shit about like money and app store policies and it's all that fudge, all that haze, all that is becoming clear now. And it's insane. It's like watching your program kind of materialize from thought to reality, the condition being that you have to be very precise. If you don't know what it is, the AI doesn't know what it is either. The machine can't help you. It's an accelerator from your thought to reality. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. When you use GPT to make random videos, that's basically a generalized what everyone has been doing so far average, and you leverage that to create a new one. You get another piece of, it doesn't add any value to the model, right? Think about that for a second. Let's say you took a movie existing and you just want to replace one line of dialogue with something else. That's not hard. You keep the rest. But by doing that, you add very little to the signal. And if we watch it today, it'd be like, that's derivative. That's the thing that AI would excel at. Brand new movie, synthesizing 5 sources, kind of original spin from beginning to end. AI cannot synthesize this. You see, AI acts as a filter for dumb shit. It does. If it's dumb, it will be overtaken by AI. That's what it is. People who ask, like, is AI taking my lunch? I'm sorry. I mean, you're valuable, obviously, as human labor, but not that valuable, right? And it's a pretty mean thing to say, but it's true. Because electricity can define you. Electricity and digital can define you and replace what you know. Your value would be better spent talking to your kids, to your wife, whatever. Something like that. It's much better. Enjoy your life. Don't do your work anymore. You know, it's really, really weird. This will further divide the people who can and people who can't. It's insane. Like, as in, like, the people who can they'll get. This will only, I think, increase. It'll have complex changes. The geniuses will be rooted out because they're now leveraged now by AI. As $30 a month is not that much. And the people who the scammers will be basically rooted out. The frauds, basically. I think. It depends. Capital markets are very favoring the wealthy, but it's hard to predict what's going to happen. However, it's incredible. one only has to like get into the roots of how it's done, and it's magic. You're encoding the universe. Sounds like it's science fiction come true. Honestly, you're encoding everything, how a person plays basketball, but they're only approximations. It's not a replacement. It's like saying we should not have word because it destroys the beauty of pen and paper. Like that's ridiculous. They can be side by side, right? And I don't know. It's not a bad analogy, but something like that. Oh my god. Anyway, back to work.